it is. It's that official time. Where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape, definitely bringing you the pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point, then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Powerslam Show. Let's go! Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam Show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam Show. Turn it up.
Yo! What's up, PNP Nation? Episode 572. We're chilling with the crew. It's PNP, Dr. C with the family. Best chat in the city, in the state, in the country, in the nation. We with the PNP Nation. The nation, globe, all around the world, same song. We saving souls all around the world, all around the globe, all around the node. We got to know PNP, the family. Dr. C 572 plus 1. Next week 573. What we talk about tonight, we always hype because it's PNP. Every week, every single Tuesday night, 11:14. With Dr. C, we have a good time every single week. We don't like feet. We don't smell like feet. We don't stink. We smell really good like Rose's hood. We all up in your hood. We all up in your avenue. All up in your system. All up in your town. All up in your street. All up in your system. All up in your week. It's the best show of the week with the PNP family. The chat room hype is hype every week. We ain't like all the others. We are sisters and the brothers. We the family. PNP with Dr. C and the family. Every week, we lounging. We ain't floundering. We soaring. We successful scoring. Like Michael Jordan. The goat up in the most chat room with the host, Dr. C with PNP 572. We're going to have a good time. Not a bad time. We chilling and lounging. Drop the dime. Having fun every time. Yeah. What's up, PNP Nation? How's life? How's everybody? We're about to have a good time just like we do every single week. 572 episodes of the 572. Pause. 572 episodes of the Pancakes and Powerslams Show. Wow. Absolutely wow. In 2 weeks, we will be celebrating 11 years of the Pancakes and Powerslams Show in 2 weeks. And so far, we have the bro, Vince Russo, confirmed, and we have EC3 confirmed. So those will be the guests for Pancakes and Powerslams, the 11th year anniversary. Live Q&A with Vince Russo and EC3. And I might have another guest. We'll see. I might bring somebody else in here for y'all. Okay. I might. All right. Let's see what we got here. The one's up for the GOAT podcaster. Thank you, my man. How many times would you say you have interviewed Ricardo now? I've interviewed Ricardo 3 times. That was my 3rd time interviewing Ricardo Rodriguez, ladies and gentlemen. Ricardo Rodriguez. My 3rd time interviewing him. Let's see what else we got. Very cool doing Sports Keto Awards. Thank you very much. Yeah, man, I love working for Sports Keto, man. It's fun. It's a fun place to work for. But they pay me very well, and it's a blessing and dream come true, man. I put in a lot of work as a podcaster, and it was a dream working. It was a dream writing for Sports Illustrated when I wrote for them, and it was a dream come true writing for Fox Sports when I wrote for Fox Sports, and it's a blessing, man. It's awesome working for Sportskeeda. Just a cool group of people to work for. They treat me like a rock star over there. I would say that I have been writing. I've been a journalist and a podcaster. I've been a podcaster for 11 years now. I've been a journalist for about 13, 14. Yeah, 13, 14, somewhere around there. And yeah, I mean, just all the sites that I've written for, as far as value, I would say Sportskeeda is right up there. I mean, there's and the thing is, you earn that as you earn your stripes, you earn your value in the podcast business and in the journalism business. And it's a blessing to say that after this time, and I'm well respected in the podcast world, in the journalism world. I've got endorsements from Bill Apter, who I actually got to hang out with on Saturday. I get endorsed by him all the time. Of course, Vince Russo, EC3, and a lot of other people who really highly respect my work. And I really appreciate that, because you put in the reps, and to see people, I think it's really important for people to give you your flowers while you're living. I'm a huge proponent of that. As a therapist, I make sure to give my clients their flowers for things that they're doing really well, any improvements and any types of growth and things like that. I'll be sure to give them the flowers because I think it's really important to do that. I think it's very, very important to give people their flowers while they're living, because I mean, look, I've never experienced the afterlife, but as far as I know, as far as I've researched and read, I mean, why give me my flowers while I'm in the grave? I mean, I'm not going to care about your flowers. I mean, and it would be a lot less useful to me on this side of life, this side of heaven, to give it to a woman. My rotting carcass is decaying in a casket, is where people usually give their flowers at. I mean, the flowers are going to disintegrate and my body is decaying. And so, hey, give them to me now. I'd really appreciate it if you do so. and I'm a huge fan of receiving them, and I'm a huge fan of giving them too. That's why I love being a therapist. Like I said, I love being a therapist. I give people flowers all the time, and they deserve it, man. People deserve it. There's so much negativity in the world, and it's so refreshing. I mean, I'm a critic. I'm a wrestling critic. I get paid to critique wrestling. I'm not. I don't. You know, the um, the the fun and excitement usually comes, especially on Raw. Vince and we critique Raw every week. I mean, there's really nothing. There's very very little good about Raw. I mean, I say this all the time, even on the Raw show. I'm a much bigger fan of SmackDown than I am Raw. But I mean, I get paid to be a critic, just like Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. They would critique movies all the time. They became very very popular, known movie critics, and I get paid to critique wrestling. And so for things that needs to be sharpened, and I challenge things. I'm not a yes man, and so I'll just do those things, and I get paid well to critique it. But other than that, that's a job. That's a job. I don't care about pro wrestling. Pro wrestling, like pro wrestling outside of my job and conversation with a few friends. I mean, my life at all doesn't revolve around pro wrestling. So I have a life way outside of pro wrestling, and I'm not so consumed by it that it just sucks up my life. I get paid to talk about it, and that's a blessing. As someone who was a lifelong wrestling fan who grew up watching pro wrestling, in honor of my great grandma, if she was alive today, she'd be so proud of her great grandson for making a really good financial benefit, financial profit from a pro wrestling desire that she put in me, watching wrestling when she when I was young. I mean, I was really young when I started watching because of her. So yeah, I mean, now I get to talk about it. Now I enjoy it. I enjoy being a pro wrestling critic. To get on several on multiple platforms and get compensated for it. So that's a heart of a businessman, to cash in thoughts and dreams and visions. Hey man, that's a heart of an entrepreneur. Cash in on stuff like that, man. Cash in on it. Yeah, might as well. So, that's my TED Talk for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, let's let's go to People's Wrestling Channel. What'd you say? It's a bad thing Reigns gets cheered. Is it not just people acknowledging him? It's not people acknowledging him. It's people giving him cheers as a babyface. For a babyface cheers, I would say it's definitely a bad thing that Reigns gets cheered. And if I was a heel in Roman Reigns, I would do everything in my power. And I think Reigns has done a good job making sure that he doesn't get consistent cheers, because he shouldn't. If he's a heel, he's going to get he needs to get booed. I do not like. I do not like. It is so counterproductive, and we were just talking about that in our previous show, Unscripted with Ricardo. It is so counterproductive when someone who is a heel gets cheered. Come on, these wrestlers know better. They know better. They know better. They get taught in training. They get taught by mentors. Just watch some old school tape. You know better. If you are a heel, your purpose is to get heat in order to make the person in front of you and the other corner, your opponent, the person who is opposition to you or who's opposing you, make them look good. Pay it forward. Make the baby face look good. Pro wrestling is about making the good guy look good. Period. There are different levels, there's different angles, there's different storylines, but at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Pro wrestling is a comic book come to life, and it's all about making the good guys look good. How about that? How is that so difficult? It's so difficult. It's such a lost art because you have all these heels trying to get cheered. And you have people like going around, boom, I don't go, baby. And before Seth Rollins was a baby face, and you have all these people cheering the heels. That is such a selfish thing to do. It's so selfish. So selfish, man. So selfish. Because when a heel gets cheered and he allows or she allows the DMD when Britt Baker was a heel, when they allow the fans to just keep going with that, it's very selfish in my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. This is my opinion. It's my show, so I can say whatever I want. It's my opinion that people who are heels who allow the fans to cheer them without trying to get that heat back is very selfish because you're supposed to be putting over the baby face, but you're taking all of that away from the baby face. It's a very selfish move. Whilst I must agree with Rey Mysterio going to Hall of Fame, he very much deserves it. I agree. I feel it's just to get more heat on Dominic. I agree. I think he beats over Rey at the Hall of Fame. I don't disagree with that. I can definitely see Dominic doing it. And and to that point, why in the world are you using like that goes to show at the end of the day, it just goes to show the validity of the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame nowadays. Like before, people would go in and it felt more genuine because they wouldn't just come back and just wrestle matches while they're in the Hall of Fame and come back full time. And it's like now you're using the Hall of Fame for an angle. Really? Really? Like you're using the Hall of Fame, the most prestigious prize in all of professional wrestling, the Hall of Fame. That means that you're or among the elite of the thousands upon thousands of pro wrestlers that have been in the business for 100+ years. You are the elite among the elites. And what do? You turn it into an angle now? Horrible. And Rey Mysterio has been losing often lately. And he does not look like a Hall of Famer. He is a 100% first ballot, surefire. I mean, there's Rey Mysterio. If there's one person who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, it's Rey Mysterio, hands down, right now. Period. However, you got to let this recency bias flush out a bit and cool off because the way that WWE is portraying him now, they're not making him look like a Hall of Famer, and it's not looking good. And so, yeah, man, if they want to use this as a part of their Hall of Fame angle, oof, man, I really question that. I do. It just really it compromises the legitimacy of the Hall of Fame. It really does. Not a fan of it. Hey, Seuss is in the building. What's up, my man? What's up, bro? Been a minute. Where do you see Warlow go off the loss to Hobbs? Man, that's AEW. Talk about someone who they just dropped the ball with, man. That's definitely Wardlow. Man, he was red hot last year. I mean, just white hot, as they would say. White hot last year. But man, he's cooled down. He's cooled down tremendously. And so I mean, does he go to Samoa Joe again for? I think he'll eventually regain the TNT Championship. I think he'll get it back. But I would be more impressed. I would be more interested in somehow they building up Wardlow again. I don't know if you can have that lightning in a bottle twice. You can't. It's hard to recreate lightning in a bottle moments. It really is. And last year, that Wardlow push, it was lightning in a bottle. It was very organic. MJF did a fantastic job getting heat. Again, that's the reason why you should be a heel, because if it wasn't for MJF getting the heat that he had, the nuclear heat, Wardlow wouldn't be as popular as he was. That's the reason why the heel has to be a heel, because you're making baby faces. Like, you can really make or break a baby face if you are a heel, because at the end of the day, if you are feuding with someone and you're taking their pops, that just really puts them dead in the water, man. It really does. And MJF, he's very consistent with getting heat, and he's very good at it, and he makes other people look good, man. That's a sign of a good heel. That's a sign of a good heel. And he did that with Wardlow last year. But now there's not someone opposite Wardlow to make him look very strong as a babyface, because they're not really doing a good job building really, really good heels. Like, I wouldn't mind a really strong, like, I wouldn't mind Brody King versus Wardlow. You know what I mean? Brody King's a really, if you build him up to be a really strong heel, I wouldn't mind like a Brody King versus Wardlow angle with the House of Black, with them, feuding against Wardlow. I'll be up for it, but they'd have to get heat though. Like, they're not really getting heat, like they're getting cheered, like many people cheer them, so it's just, people are captivated by cool looking characters. That's what AEW is all about. They're captivated by cool looking characters. So what happens is, you're looking at a sideshow in a sense. You see the character, like, ooh, like, you're not really making it seem, you're not really differentiating me being a good guy or a bad guy. You're just coming in as a character. Oh, lights are out. Oh, it's this very macabre, looking, just dark, villainous character. Ooh. And that's how the fans react. You're not saying, oh, hey, so by the way, I need you to boo me because I don't like you and I'm a bad guy. They're not really doing that. They're like, lights off, lights on. Here we go. Like, it's just it's a show. It's a freak show in a sense. And so when you have AEW and when you have other promotions booking your shows like that, you're not really going to have many people over. Or when they get over, they're going to be over for a second because the fans get tired of the character. If they're captivated by the character and then the character starts coming more, they're going to dilute their interest because, oh, okay, we were initially captivated by the character. Now we're seeing the character all the time, so we're not captivated by the character anymore. Like, we see it all the time. So no, I'm not oohed or awed by it because it's not new. It's not fresh. It's not captivating anymore. So that's what happens when you don't have a good story. You just have a bunch of characters that has some shininess, and then the toys become dull, and then the fans are like, oh, okay. Well, that's a good while it lasted. Stacy Keibler going to the Hall of Fame. I did hear about that. I'm not so sold on that. I was a big Stacy Keibler fan, but I'm open. I'm open to the pitch as to why Stacy Keibler should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm open to it. I'm open to the pitch. Okay. So someone who believes that Stacy Keibler should be in the Hall of Fame, PNP Nation, go ahead and put that in the chat and convince me why Stacy Keibler should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll be looking forward to that. Dion's in the building. Evening, Doc. Evening. I pulled good one tonight. Got hit in the face by basketball and broke glasses. Oh no, that's no good. I hope you get those glasses fixed and things go better for you. Ricky, poor Lashley, most probably missing Mania. Well, he put a tweet out saying, like, regardless of what's going on, I still, won't be denied, basically. And so they'll fit him in somewhere. Yeah, I mean, my guess, of course, the head topic, the main topic tonight for PNP is Bray Wyatt, potentially missing WrestleMania. Looks like it might be most likely missing WrestleMania, because there was rumored for some creative stuff, but that's unsubstantiated, unsubstantiated. And so basically the latest legitimate information is an injury. So yeah, man, Bray's run has just been a swing and a miss, man. It's like almost strikeout. Like you're like 0-2 right now. Like you're 0-2, and we're about to throw a curve to you, and don't know if you can hit this one. Hey, bases, it's 2 outs, 2 down, and I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Can you hit a home run? Is it possible? Sure, but is it probable? Not quite. I hope he does hit a home run. I hope he does recover from just a very lackluster return. It's just been flat, man. I've talked before about why my thoughts on why I feel like it's been flat. But as far as WrestleMania is concerned, honestly, I was so opposed to Bray versus Bobby Lashley anyways, that, I hope Bray gets better. But I mean, if this is for the sake of changing Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley, I'm all for that, because I was so opposed to that match. That was so thrown together. You're doing this for WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. 2 big names, Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt, and you did this before. Like, they threw together Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley a few years ago during COVID Mania. Like, they just threw that match together, and Bobby Lashley lost. I mean, like, you're going to do this again and have Bobby Lashley lose to Bray Wyatt? Like, come on, man. Like, that was just a horrible idea. Just a horrible, horrible idea. Who's going to get over at the end? Like, if Bray Wyatt beats Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt is still going to be stuck in us trying to figure out who his gimmick is. And so that's not going to help Bobby Lashley. And if Bobby Lashley beats Bray Wyatt, it's going to really put Bray Wyatt in the mud, and it's not going to help him. So I didn't see any type of positive that came out of this feud. And so what does that leave Bobby Lashley? If he goes, I imagine you wouldn't want to put him off of Mania. He's a big name, a big marquee name. So my guess, and again, this is speculation, nothing confirmed here. My guess is either 1, they throw him in with Uncle Howdy, which definitely wouldn't be a surprise to me, or 2, they throw him in the triple threat match with Brock Lesnar and Omos, which I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to, I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to that if Bobby Lashley wins. Bobby Lashley needs to get the win if they do the triple threat. It would make much more sense if he was thrown in that match for a triple threat. But it wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't thrown in the match. But it wouldn't surprise me that him and Uncle Howdy is a thing. It wouldn't surprise me if Bobby Lashley versus Uncle Howdy is a match at WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. It would not surprise me. What? It wouldn't surprise me. Let's see here. What's up, Av Gaming? Aaron is in the building. I think WWE should have booked Bray versus Corbin in the Fun House like they did with Cena and have Corbin go through all of his gimmicks. Oh, that would have been interesting. Bray and Corbin. The only thing with the Fun House, though, the problem I have with the Fun House. What's up, RK4? I see you in the building. The problem that I have with the Fun House, though, is that they went back to something that had a short shelf life. The purpose of the Fun House was to have the Jekyll and Hyde style character. So you had the fun-loving, so you had Hurt and Heal, like that. He would have the gloves, Hurt and Heal. It was even a part of his theme song. So he had like this dual character, Jekyll and Hyde style character, that he was this fun-loving, exciting, hype man. And he also was this very sinister, dark recesses of your mind, version of himself too, the Fiend. And so that dynamic worked. You don't have that dynamic here. We don't even know what is going on. Like we saw just like Bray Wyatt proper, right? He was apologizing to people. I've said this before, apologizing to people, and then, cutting promos every week, and no one knew what the heck is going on. Somehow LA Knight got into the mix, goes against LA Knight. We saw some type of darker thing going on, but we didn't understand really why this darker version came out, and we didn't see it again. And we went back to the Fun House. Dude, what? Like, it's a lot. It's confusing. It's confusing. And somehow Bobby Lashley was going to be a part of that. Nah, man. Not a fan. Elvis, mom updates. Getting better. They took the tracheostomy out today. Very good. That's good. Good. Eating solid food now and getting back to normal. Awesome. Thank you for last week. My pleasure, man. She might be able to be back home next Tuesday. Very nice. Very nice. Awesome update. Thank you for that. Man, this NFL free agency going to get wild with these high contracts. Yeah. Von Bell. I heard Von Bell is thinking about looking to leave Cincinnati. I'm like, man, come on, man. Come on. I'm a Titans fan, but I'm like, man, you got all those Ohio State alums in Cincinnati. Stay in Ohio. And plus, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me because Cincinnati is one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Like you on a really, really good train right now. I don't know why you hop it off. It has to be a money thing, as far as them not maybe low, as far as them not renegotiating well, possibly lowballing them something. I'm like, dude, Cincinnati is you. If you want to be on a team, you want to be on Cincinnati right now because the Bengals are where it's at. My boys, my Titans, not so much, because Derrick Henry is also a name that's being considered to buy, which, man, Derrick Henry. I don't blame, man, listen. I don't blame him, no, man. I don't blame him. I can't blame him, man. I can't. Sad to say, but I can't blame him. Elvis, what's up, my man? How was Saturday, and who did you meet or interview? Saturday was cool. Saturday was cool. I was there for about 6 hours, and yeah, it was fun. I got a chance to hang out with Bill after, and the second time I met him, first time I met him was a long time ago, like 6 years ago. Um, and we didn't know each other as close as we do now. Then we talked on the phone before, and a few times on the phone, and um, he gave me his book back then, and we talked on the phone, and he was just endorsing me and telling me some really positive things, and so it was cool. I mean, that was then, but now we're colleagues. I mean, we work together, so we've chatted several times. So it's definitely a different field now than it was then. I mean, as we're colleagues, so it was really cool to be with him. And I went backstage. I got a chance to meet some of the wrestlers, and it's cool. It was cool. I had a good time. I interviewed Nikita Koloff. I interviewed Tommy Young, and I interviewed Sam Houston. So you will be seeing those interviews up on Sportskeeda. What's up, Josh? What's up, my man? What's up, my man? RK4 just got home from teaching, training jiu-jitsu, and now relaxing and watching the show. Nice, man. Nice. You got some jiu-jitsu going on. It's a BJJ? Is it Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Good stuff, man. Jiu-jitsu teacher. RK4 means business. Danny's in the building. What's up, my man? Doesn't look a day over 10 years old. Wow. All right. One and only Nick Paxer joined in 2 weeks. I mean, I can text him and see. I mean, why not? I'll text him now. I will text him now since you asked. Let's see. Anniversary shoe. Let me text him. Live in living color, ladies and gentlemen. So the 28th. Let's see, it's when the anniversary show. Let's see. All right. There you go. Just texted Nick Patrick. There you go. Still battling the bug. So the bug came back. So I was battling the bug a few weeks ago, and the bug came back. All this change of weather crap. So it was drafty in my room, and man, all this change of weather. It just got my throat to be sore a couple of days ago, and so now, like how my throat works, it's weird because my throat gets sore, and it gets sore like, and I'm not like weak or like not functional, or I mean, I'm not any of those things. Like, I'm cool. I was just fine at work, and living life, and had a killer workout today. But it's just the annoyingness of, like, my throat gets sore. That's when it starts, and then it just stays like sore and like kind of like annoying And then I get like the sniffles and I start coughing just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's just an annoying bug. Like I'm cool, but it's just like this annoying bug. Like, ugh, yuck. I'm not sure if Nick Patrick will respond tonight, but I will let you know I was. Man, I hope you feel better. I'm praying for speedy recovery. One of my mom's friends passed away on Saturday in Kansas, and when I went to see mom this afternoon, broke the news to her. R.I.P. Linda Connor. She was only 61. Yes, rest in peace. Praying for her family and friends. Sorry to hear that news. SmackDown's on SmackDown's on Fox. So yes, Fox Sports is an affiliate of Fox. Yes. So FS1 every now and then when when SmackDown goes over to FS1 for whatever reason, Fox is covering something and SmackDown gets the boot to go over FS1, which is a sister channel for Fox. That's Fox Sports 1. So yeah, I wrote for Fox Sports, which is affiliate of Fox. With 18 days away from Mania, it really doesn't feel like it. Agreed. Pretty much weak build for all matches. Heyman is doing all he can to make Cody. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Ricky. I agree, man. I do. I mean, it's just. I mean, like again, man. You've got 2.5. You got 2.5 weeks before the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Everything should be set in stone weeks ago, like months ago. You're still building feuds to announce matches 2.5 weeks later, like 2.5 weeks left. I remember WrestleMania 17, which I believe is the GOAT. Like Rock Austin was set right after, I believe it's No Mercy when Kurt Angle lost the title. So it was a good 2 months to really build this thing, month and a half, 2 months. But there was some teasing in before then. But you had about at least 6 solid weeks. Austin Rock, boom. Then you had the My Way trailer, which was just out of this world amazing. And you had the sit-down interviews. They were both baby faces. Like, it was just amazing, man. And there were some other good builds too. I mean, Mega Powers, Explode, Hogan Warrior. I mean, Hogan Savage. I mean, that was built from WrestleMania 4. When Hogan was at the ringside, when Savage won the tournament. Then all of a sudden you have them becoming the Mega Powers. Then you have Lustful Eyes with Elizabeth. Yeah. The turn from Savage, like that was basically a year build, man. It's ridiculous. Like if you think of a lot of those, I mean, look at Hogan and Andre. That was about 3 months. If you think about all of these really, really good, memorable matches, you had such a really, really good build for just about all of them. That was lengthy. Look at Flair Shawn. Flair basically was on his way out, and he for months he was doing like retirement matches. He like if anybody beat him, he was going to retire. And Shawn Michaels was the one to take him out. That was a few months. Like, put some legs on this thing, man. Put some skin on this. Put some skin on it. I don't see no skin on Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns right now. I don't see any skin on it. Why is Raw very man most weeks, but SmackDown's a lot better? Are they not the same writers for both shows? No, they're not the same writers. And SmackDown, like WWE has to prove themselves to SmackDown more. WWE basically is the biggest selling point. One of the biggest selling points for USA is WWE. and they already locked in the contracts. USA is more of an asset. WWE is more of an asset to USA and more of a liability to Fox. I mean, this is the first time on Fox, and you know, they're going to continue to prove themselves to get that other contract, and they don't. It's clear that they're like, man, I don't care. I mean, like, we've already got our deal with USA. They're not going to drop us, so whatever. We're making that third hour of ad revenue is making them more money than SmackDown is. SmackDown's higher in ratings, but Raw, because of that third hour of revenue, they're making more money than SmackDown is. So they're cashing in with ad revenue. And so they're like, might as well just not care, which is sad because you can't ride those waves for too long. Every wave comes down. What's up? Doug is in the building. What's up? East Tennessee. What are your thoughts on active Greg Roman was wrestling too? That's awesome. Thoughts on active wrestlers going into the Hall of Fame? I'm not a fan, like I was saying earlier before you hopped on, Brian. Good to see you, by the way. Not a fan. What they do that at? Right? What they do that at? Name me a sport where active people get into the Hall of Fame, like a major sport, a major American sport where active people go into the Hall of Fame. I think it's like a 5-year gap or something like that for baseball. I mean, people in the Pro Football Hall of Fame go years before they get into the Hall of Fame. And hockey, I mean, it's the same way. I mean, like, if you're retired and you've left your legacy, you've left your mark to be one of the best of the best, that you are an elite class. WWE does not make that look like anything, man. Like, it doesn't make it. WWE fails at making Hall of Fame recipients look like they're in an elite class. Elvis, what is WWE waiting for to induct Victoria Jazz in Hall of Fame? Victoria does live in San Diego. Last I know, live, I think is what you're trying to say. I agree. I've said this all the time. I've said these two names I've said for years now. Victoria and Jazz in the Hall of Fame. It makes absolutely no sense that those two are not in the Hall of Fame. If there's any two women's wrestlers that need to be in the Hall of Fame, it's those two. Victoria and Jazz. Tim Burno's in the house. What's going on? RK4 says Cody turns heel to Mania and Roman comes back as a face, all because Vince has influence on the Bloodline storyline. All the segments and shows lately has definitely said the Vince touch. Definitely said the Vince touch for sure. I can definitely see Cody turning heel. Like I said, I give him about 6 months. 6 months. It might be a little longer, but my theory, I'm giving him 6 months. I can see him turning heel because the fans they're done with their honeymoon. They're done with their honeymoon phase. And just like bad relationships, you get so caught up in the honeymoon that you don't know how to handle the ground level. When everything hits the ground and things become normal, you don't even know how to communicate because your expectations are so high from the honeymooning that you don't know how to handle the hangover from the honeymoon. It's actually an effect. It's actually called the honeymoon hangover effect. It's most notably used from a standpoint of work. A lot of people get really excited that they got this job. I got this job. I'm so excited. I got this job. And then you get so excited that you lose you start losing interest. You have a hangover, and then boom, 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 boom. I hate this job. So it happens a lot in relationships and communication. Unfortunately, it's you can't be so honeymoony that you don't have excitement of life. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got to get into the point where like honeymoon isn't the standard of your marriage. Like bliss and joy and awesome communication. Those things trump a honeymoon any day of the week. Anyone's excited or pumped for Mania? The card is lame, and I haven't seen Pump Mania. Yeah, yep, yep, absolutely, 100%. 17 was the goat. Absolutely, everyone share and tell everyone about PNP. Yeah. Everyone share, absolutely. Tom Clark, probably not, but Tom Clark's my guy. So if Tom wants to, Tom's watching this, and you want to send me a shout out for PNP, 11 years. Thank you in advance, my guy. Tom Clark's my guy, man. Thoughts? What's up, Christopher? Are you new to PNP, Christopher? Are you new? Your thoughts on Rumor LA Knight versus Stone Cold match? Is that a bad idea, Manny? Good question. I heard that the rumor was not like it's dispelled, like it was a false report. You got all these daggone reports, man. Nowadays, it's like, man, people just say anything, and it just like, well, I forgot it was the Saudi deal. It was the site reporting the like, breaking news confirmed Saudi, and then all of a sudden you got all the sheets and everybody reporting it. Yeah, finalize the deal on Saudi, and then they delete the tweet, and then you had even I think it was like CNBC or something like that, MSNBC, I think it was, that even like even talked like about that. They're like, man, it's some site or somebody tweeted about it. It was fake though. Even you got, that's why you have to verify your stuff with sources, because if you post that tweet, it's going to spread like wildfire, and it's going to, like, if it's a bad tweet, if it's not legit, man, negative news travels much more than positive news. And look, if you want to risk, I know that Ricky and some other people are looking to podcast and journal and all that stuff and get into this field. Boy, you better be sure that you verify your sources, because if you don't, you will be on MSNBC. You don't want that. Who's returned flop more, Bray or CM Punk? That's a good question. I'll say Bray hands down, because at least CM Punk has some momentum in the beginning, and he won the world title. So definitely Bray, hands down. Brock better beat Omos, man. He better beat Omos. What's behind my curtain? Is it a window? It is a window. Yes, indeed. Failed to give Wyatt a strong push with a good storyline. Over and over. No long-lasting feud with anyone. No firm idea of what. Yeah. I mean, I'll say this run just proves, because Bray was there and they misused them, and the Fiend and then Orton putting him on fire and then beating him. Like, the payoff was Orton putting him on fire, Wyatt being away for a while, and then Orton beating him in a WrestleMania. Like, that was like, man, what? Like, they just don't know how to use Bray. But I will say this though, it's not all WWE's fault. Like I said, Bray just needs to hone that in, man. Needs to hone it in. Wrong. Bray should have returned his sister Abigail. Uh, Interesting. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see them bringing him back wrong. But I imagine they both had something to do with that as far as like figuring out what this return looked like. And they had it got over with the Firefly Funhouse characters coming to life. People thought that was going to be a faction, but that fell flat. Nothing ever happened there. Just all these empty promises, man. Sign with Carolina. Oh, man. Ugh. Busy making movies. Yeah. Seems like it's a schedule thing. Because he was supposed to be in the hall like 2 or 3 years ago. But they changed it. They took him off because of scheduling conflicts. Seen an advertisement out, MLW Wrestling on TV, on Rio's TV channel. Yeah, indeed. And that makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if they're going to make it a habit of like waiting until the 11th hour to announce the Hall of Fame recipients, so they don't basically look pie faced by announcing someone and then that falling through. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with like these late announcements nowadays. Because Batista was supposed to be a part of the Hall of Fame, and they announced them not this year, but some years back, and all of a sudden, boop, they had to make some adjustments with COVID, but they never got back to putting Batista in the Hall of Fame. So I wonder if that's a thing as far as like them not wanting to, feel embarrassed by someone declining or not being able to be a part of the Hall of Fame that year. That's a ego killer for sure. Ego deflator. Jimmy G signed with the Vegas Raiders. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very nice. We shall see how he helps them as a quarterback. Randy Savage said, well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Really appreciate that, Ricky. Yeah. Maybe Triple H isn't as great as we all think. I agree. Ricky, man, you've been hitting some gems, man. I agree. But I will say that I think Vince is having some influence to WrestleMania, because you can definitely see that with Omos and Brock Lesnar. Who I want to as the Titans QB as Teddy Bridgewater. Honestly, look, here's the thing. I would not be opposed if Colin Kaepernick was the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. I would not be opposed to it. I know that he did something that was controversial. There's so many other people who do things that are controversial in the NFL. It was a difference of opinion. It was something that was he took a stand. Listen, you're grown. You're adults. You can agree with it. You can disagree with it. It is totally your choice, and it's okay either way. But he made a stand. He took a stand, and that's what he did. But should he get blacklisted? No, man. No. I would be totally fine with Colin Kaepernick. I'll also be fine with Aaron Rodgers being a part of the Tennessee Titans. Faux show. Sting versus Triple H bill was great. Sad Sting didn't go over, but I get it. It's WWE. Yeah, I mean he should have won. He should have won. Absolutely. That was one of the biggest flops that WWE made at WrestleMania, was not having Sting win that match. Interestingly enough, the common denominator was Triple H when Triple H beat Booker T at WrestleMania 19 for the world to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Booker T should have won that match. Should have won. How interesting. The common denominator. Okay. Fox not real happy with WWE. Yeah, I heard that. I heard they're not very happy. Tis tis. They do need to be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. Axe was actually at the show on Saturday, interesting enough. He was a part of a Q&A. I can see Cody losing to Roman the Raw after Manny coming out and blaming the fans for giving him too much confidence. I would be on for that. Definitely. Although I do think that they're going to beat. I do think that they're going to if Roman beats Cody, I can see them stretching it to SummerSlam and having Cody win. Can't have an anniversary of Black Bart, even if he sends a video. That gum 11 wonderful years and more years to come. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have him send a video. That's for sure. It's my guy. So WWE have Brock take out Omos on Raw and then have Brock and Lashley at Mania. I'd be fine with that for sure. I'd totally be in favor of him taking out Omos for sure. Yes, absolutely. I say this all the time. He should be a movie. He should be a movie director. He should be an actor. That's him. 2009, it looks in 2K20, it looks legit. Man, had goosebumps. Oh, okay, cool, nice. All right, let's skim through this here. Rumors. WWE wants to make betting on their matches legal and will only tell the wrestlers their finish hours before the match to avoid leaks. Well, even if it's hours before their match, that's not going to avoid leaks because if someone knows the finish of their match, they have a phone with them, or they can tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to text it to somebody to. There you go. And there's legal stuff that has to be a part of that too, as far as state to state, and because they're considered sports entertainment instead of a company with employees. Well, they have a company of employees, but they have independent contractors and stuff like that. And there has to, there's some inner working that needs to be done for that to be like official. So if they're willing to do it, we shall see. Cody goes over at Manny, who beats him. For the record, I agree with you. They should wait until SummerSlam. They absolutely should wait until SummerSlam. And that's the thing. I mean, who beats Cody? I mean, who's next in line, man? I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Seth goes heel again and they do Cody Seth again and Seth actually wins this time. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at that. I would not be surprised at that. And then, I mean, to be fair though, if you do that and have Seth beat Cody, if you have Seth beat Cody Rhodes, so Cody beats Roman. Roman takes some time off, and then Cody goes heel. Cody goes, stays babyface. Seth goes heel. Seth beats Cody, and then Reigns come back as a babyface, and then you can have heel Seth versus Reigns at WrestleMania. So you have babyface Reigns going in as next year. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Although I think Rock Reigns is the way to go. You should do that. You should have done it in Hollywood, but yeah. I think that would be cool. Just watched Black Adam, and I wasn't that impressed. But I don't know why people weren't. I really liked Black Adam. I did. I really do. I really did. Who do you think? Yeah, that would be interesting. I was thinking about that from Monday. Flair. I think he's just really announcing people, but I think I don't know, man. Flair. Because who are the I forgot who all the candidates are. I mean, I would hope someone like Luger. I mean, like, I would hope Lex Luger. I'm going to say who I hope. I don't think it's going to be the case, but I may be wrong. I hope I am. I hope that it's Lex Luger. I don't think it is going to be, but I hope I'm wrong. I can't think of anybody else that Flair would make that announcement for, but I don't know. Yeah, I I saw that. That's interesting. Champ, now you're going to glad. Now were you glad to see him get a push? I would say over there. I'm cool. I'm cool with him getting a push. It's just not the expensive, not at the expense of Warlow. I'm cool with Hobbs getting a push, not at the expense of Warlow though. Evans doing okay. He's been really sick lately. We talk all the time though. I mean, almost daily. So that's still my guy. Evans my guy, man. It's my dude. It's like a brother to me. SmackDown around my area Friday, Kansas City, Missouri. Nice. Bet on WWE is legal here in UK. I always bet on Mania. I've heard that it's legal there. Yes. I also think I think Flair might do Muda too. Luger, yeah, I think maybe Muda. Yeah, I think Muda. Your thoughts on Cena's comments on Vince? Do you agree with his comments? Or no? Refresh me where his comments were. I don't remember. What's up, Rollin? In the building, did you guys just accomplish already? I heard the rumor that Riot's dealing with injuries, but not physical, aka mental health, aka mental issues with Lashley versus Roman versus Cody at Mania. Now we did talk about Brock, but Lashley thrown in the triple threat. Ooh. The only thing is, there's really no justification. You know, I'm a big Lashley fan, man, but there's really no justification, and I don't want Lashley to lose. Cody's gonna range either. Yeah, it would be no point. Either Reigns is gonna beat Cody and surpass 1,000 days, or Cody's going to end the streak. I mean, Lashley in there would just be pointless. So, like I said, I think they'll either do knowing WWE, they'll do either Uncle Howdy versus Lashley, or they'll put him in a triple threat with Brock and Omos. That's what I see. Confirmed to be Backlash, and most probably in Saudi, so looks like he's not losing to me. I think at Saudi is his 1,000th day, if I'm not mistaken. It's in the late May, and I think to that day, that day is like 1,000 or close to it. So I think they're going to keep it going and maybe have Cody beat Reigns at Saudi. You know, it'd be his 1,000th day. I can see them do that. Could be Great Muta. Yeah. Great Muta. Yep. I agree. I would also like to see sit in the Hall of Fame. I wouldn't be opposed to Baker Mayfield. I wouldn't be opposed to it, man. I'd be okay with it. Yeah, I was there when they. I saw that. I saw the announcement before the Saturday show, early Saturday morning. So I figured that he wasn't going to be a part of this. That he wasn't going to be at the show. Him or Brock Anderson. And so yeah, they announced that on the show too, on the Saturday show. So very sad. All right, y'all. Another successful episode of PNP. As always, man. As always. Fun. Like every single week, you guys are amazing. Amazing. Every week. It's time to go. Yeah, it's time to go. Ooh, it's time to go. Haven't watched XFL yet. Would be interested in seeing it. Good night, people's wrestling channel. Good night, B&B Nation. I heard about that. I probably wouldn't watch it. Thank you, Christopher, and the B&B Nation. B&B, I'll see you later. I'll see you later.